Hi guys, welcome to our channel FASTCABLING. Now in a typical network setup, the server computers serve as the center point that store and manage data, while the client computers can connect to it and access the data. And with business expanding and the need for data transfer increasing, the limitation of connecting over distance has become a significant challenge. One such challenge is connecting the client computer to a server computer that is located 100 meters away, which is about 328 feet. So today we receive a case from one of our customers, and let's see what happened to him. Our customer has an office with a server computer there on the 4th floor of a building. Now he's looking to expand his business, so he ran another office on the ground floor in the same building. He's planning to add 18 computers there. However, the distance between ground floor and the 4th floor is more than 100 meters. We know there's a distance limitation for Ethernet cable connection, so the distance becomes a big task in order for him to connect the server computer to 18 computers that he's adding. Our customer already has 2 switches with gigabit port of electrical, so he's looking for a solution to solve the distance problem. And he's thinking maybe using fiber optic connection is not possible. So today in this video, we are going to explore 2 different ways to connect the server computer and the client's computers over 100 meters. Now, if you have any problem with your system design, please feel free to contact us through the link down in the description below. Send us a diagram or some simple drawing, and we will be more than happy to help you with free of charge. So our customer's biggest challenge here is the distance, but actually there are multiple solutions for it. So today we are going to use 2 solutions to connect the server computer and the client computer even though they're beyond 100 meters. The first way is using the PoE. Even though we know PoE has a limitation of 328 feet, but with extension tools such as the PoE injector and a PoE extender, we are able to connect them even though the distance is beyond 328 feet. The second method, we are going to use the fiber optic cable. Oh yes, we can use that for sure. Even though our customer switch does not have the fiber optic slot, but we still can connect it through the fiber optic cable with the help of a media converter and an SFP transceiver. And we'll talk about it later. So first, let's do the PoE connection now. So here are what we need for our PoE method. So PoE stands for Power over Ethernet. It can sense both power and data through a single Ethernet cable. Let's see today's setup. Since I don't have 2 computers, so I'm just going to use 1 notebook to represent the client computer and the router to represent the server side. First, we will need this. This is a PoE injector. Why we need this? Because our client's switch does not support PoE. That's why we need a device to inject the power to the Ethernet cable. So we need to add a PoE injector. Next, we will need this. This is the PoE extender. It can extend the power and the data for another 328 feet. So it's more than what we need since the server and the client computer are only 100 meters away. And you can see we have 2 big cable lines here to represent 100 meters each. And last, we have a switch here to represent our client switch and a computer. So without saying, let's do the connection together. Let's begin with the router. I'm going to connect the router with my PoE injector using a short patch cord. And take a look at here. The PoE injector has a LAN port and a PoE output port. So make sure you connect the data with the LAN port. Here we go. And I'm going to connect the PoE port with the Ethernet cable. And you can see the power light is on because I already plugged in the power source. And make sure you have power source available on this side for the PoE injector. Just go ahead to add a short patch cord here to pretend that you can add another computer with the router. And let's move on to the PoE injector. Now, this is an IP67 waterproof design PoE extender. You can work it under harsh environment and even bury it under the ground. And this is the PoE input port, so I'm going to connect the Ethernet cable here in the input port. And you can see the light is on right away, so it's getting power and data at the same time. And this is a 1-in 2-out PoE extender. That means it can supply up to 2 devices. So I'm just going to add the Ethernet cable here with one of the port. I'm just going to plug it in. So this is all set, and after another 328 feet, I'm going to connect the Ethernet cable with the switch here. And I'm just using another short patch cord to connect with my computer. Since I'm using a MacBook, it doesn't have a LAN port here, so I'm just using the other two to connect with my computer. Now, we can see the whole setup is done and both indicated lights are on. That means they're working. Alright, so the PoE setup is pretty simple. Now let's move on to a demonstration board and I will show you how to do the connection using the fiber optic cable. So here we are in front of the demonstration board, and now I'm going to do the second method with the fiber optic cable. Now let's pretend those are the client computers and this is the server side. And let's take a closer look to our fiber optic cable. You can see this is the connector. Some people may think using a fiber optic cable is very difficult because it's hard to deal with the connector. But no worry, because we are using the pre-made fiber optic cable. So it's already done with the connector and is 100% tested in the factory. And fiber optic cable can provide fast speed, low latency data transmission and the distance. Now, the distance range is up to 80 kilometers, which is very long. And there's no way a copper signal can reach this distance at any kind of speed, let alone this kind of speed, because it's using the speed of light. The fiber optic cable is made out of high quality glass and it's sending light signal just like this. So it's super fast and low latency. But remember, our client said his switch does not have the SFP slot to support fiber optic cable. So what can we do here? Now, here comes our baby here. Those are the media converter. What does it do? You can see right here, it has a power port and a LAN port. The power port is to send power to our media converter and the LAN port is to connect with the device. It can convert the electrical signal into fiber optical signal. So we can connect the device over here and let's move the other side, connect the fiber optic cable over here. This is the SFP transceiver. This is normally sold separately because it has to determine what kind of fiber optic cable, what kind of connector that you use. So we're just going to put it here to connect the fiber optic cable. Now, we need 2 of them because for each side there are a device. So we need to have 2 to convert the electrical power into a fiber optical power. Without saying, let's do the connection together. I'm just going to stick it on the board here and plug in our router. I'm going to use the short patch cord to connect our router here. And don't forget about our power source. Plug it in, getting power, the light is on. And connect the cable on this side. Now, I'm using a 2-strand fiber optic cable, so you can just pick one of them and leave another one for spare use. I'm going to use this one, the strand B. So it's all done. Now this is the fiber optic cable. And to this side, we also need to connect the cable with our media converter. Just a click away. And here, the power source. Connect. The light is on. All right, so now I'm going to use the short patch cord to connect the media converter and to our switch. Here we go. And now I'm just going to use another short patch cord to connect with the computer, just like what I did with the method 1. And since it's a MacBook, so I need a tool to connect with my MacBook. Okay, so you can see the whole setup is done with the fiber optic cable. So we have used 2 methods to connect the server computer with the client computers. Now, which way is the best for your business? You have to determine by your situation. PoE is always the simplest and cost-effective way. However, if your business requires a long-range setup, I strongly recommend the fiber optic cable. Remember, the fiber optic cable can provide high-speed and low-latency data transmission for 80 kilometers, so that's really far away. And also, since it's made out of glass, no electrical surge will occur. And last but not least, it doesn't require any external active device in between. All you need to do is pour a single fiber optic cable. It's as simple as that. And if you're interested in how to set up a long-range connection, you can watch our video right here. And if you find our video helpful, please like it and share it with a friend who can benefit from it. And thank you so much for listening today while watching. And I'll see you next time.